Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Alan Wake. Thankfully, each episode provides a useful recap whenever you start the next one. But in case you're wondering, we just got to Elderwood Lodge, and now it's almost midnight, aka the time we are supposed to meet the kidnapper on. Nothing strange has been going on just yet. Beyond the fact that maybe that the dog got hurt in a bear chest, so you have to watch out for those as well. So let's continue.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
So basically, Barry feels that since Alan Wake is saying all these strange things, like, oh, this guy went poof into thin air, that he's worried that his friend, or rather, his friend and one of the best writers to come around in a long time is now suffering from some sort of dementia or psychosis. And now, like anyone else has experienced a psychotic or episode, they usually get disconnected from reality, and that's what Barry is feeling about what has happened to Alan Wake. Though it is kind of weird that in the story he talks about almost everyone rather, that has come around and been in his life. We have Alice, his wife, Barry, his agent, and the various people of Bright Falls that somehow if those TV things on the TV are showing, that somehow is all connected to this story. I guess we'll keep seeing as we go along. But man, only 12 shots.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
And find out the car he rented looks like a Hummer.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Or supposedly had Alice, we don't know yet.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage.
Oh,
No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
I'm certain if you remember that largemouth bass is what we found in the service station. It was one of the things we talked to the fisherman too about. So yeah, I can't really recall his name for some odd reason. Sorry about that. Though this wood seems way too desolate for it. All good. It's almost as if no one's out here. Whoa, what is that? But there goes that door. Nothing.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
And it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game, but the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
So that episode was a little weird, to be honest. Basically, a guy probably went to town on his own self in the mirror. And, as you can really well know, the cops thought he was... that he assaulted some other man. Anyway, let's continue. That is another Easter egg. There's multiple of them. There's multiple, no, I mean, many of them. Look, another manuscript page.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
So basically, Rose is in love with a guy named Rusty, and while Rusty treats her very, very well, she can't really. He isn't really the man of her dreams, and even though he appears to be, there's all this uncertainty that clouds between it. And she doesn't feel, and she has to accept that she is no closer to true love than he was. But in the end, really, true love barely exists. I mean, there's some people who fall madly in love, but that's about all it really is. True love, as a fact, does not come true to barely anyone. The most you get is maddening love, and what people consider true love, aka never being able to be without the person, or is cherishing the person, and treating them well and good, doing everything they liked, and never having any issues, is just a complete farce. And because of that, there just is not. I can't even think of a single example outside of movies or animation or cartoons where true love came true. So there you have that fact. Let's continue. Car. Oh, what's in here? Look, another manuscript page.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
So basically what's going to happen is Rusty's going to get attacked by the dark presence. And he's going to not be taken over by it, but more so get killed by it. And as Rusty talks to Wake, it happened exactly the way he written it. That is where I think most of the story is going to take place around, is that all these events are happening because of what he's writing, not just out of coincidence. And I guess that's what the manuscript pages are from too, as well. As we'll see soon enough down around here. Oh look, there's no tremor. But as soon as we're... Never mind. Looks like he's having...
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Rusty, damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
Looks like Rusty's only attacked by the dark presence as predicted by that page. But basically what we're going to see is that Avery's that gets foreshadowed, as I already said before, by the manuscript page is going to happen exactly the way it is stated. Hence why it's kind of like spoilers for the game. Look at coffee thermos. Manuscript page.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way. Felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
So basically, Dark Presence, instead of taking Rusty over, decided just to kill him just because. So now we're on our way to try to help Rusty, and it's not looking good. Let's just check what everything else is.
The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Okay, nothing over here.
Hello? Back here. I'm back here. Hey, please help me. Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
So I don't know if Rusty and Max are gonna be safe for much longer. What do you think? Oh wait, yeah, I forgot. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna be safe.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Another manuscript page.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Basically what they're talking about is the gameplay mechanic of where if you get into a light, you are safe from the darkness. And that is why he's saying I was safe in the while bathing in the cold light. The light in this game actually heals you and protects you from the dark presence. Hence what this manuscript page says.
Too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty!
There goes Rusty.
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
There goes Max.
I just need hunting licenses.
the right one. You make sure to run into these black spots that can damage you.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Yeah, something's dark presence. And poor Max.
Please don't feed the animals.
Fishing
Is only permitted
for those
visitors.
who purchase a park
Fishing.
license. Obey
The park ranger's instructions.
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never
No approach closer than 100 yards.
to bears and wolves. Never approach any other
Wildlife
little closer than
25 yards.
pets must be leashed.
At all times.
Never leave your pet.
And unattended.
Jesus.
It is
Against the law.
to remove any
Natural objects
or historical artifacts from the park.
grounds.
You may
By no other
or even cemeteries.
Great, more of them. Gee, ow. Gosh damn it. There goes me. God damn it. At least we know that those guys are gonna be harder.
Rusty! Rusty! The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
hunters need hunting licenses.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole
Don't
in
feed
the
the
wall.
animals.
Fishing
Is only permitted
for those
visitors.
who purchase a park
Fishing.
license. Obey
The park ranger's instructions.
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never
No approach closer than 100 yards.
to bears and wolves. Never approach any other little closer than
25 yards.
pets must be leashed. Never leave your
And unattended.
It is
Against the law.
to remove any objects or historical artifacts.
Here they come again. We're gonna deal with one of them. There we go. There's that dark presence again.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Let's see if there's anything over here. Nope. So now Barry may be under attack, which is just great. Another manuscript page.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
So Rusty dying basically guarantees that Rose and him would never get married, which is unfortunate. But I think it's only the start of the bad things to come. Nothing over here. Checkpoint.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Something over here. Alright, so otherwise the arrow's gonna be pointing me over here. Moonshine Cave. This cave was a site of frequent and lucrative bootlegger activity throughout the Prohibition, 1919 and 1933. It was mostly used for temporary stores of alcohol smuggled from Canada, but at times alcohol was also distilled on the premises. Hey, shotty again. There we go. There's more batteries. I saw it was a shot and a berry. Batteries, rather. Great. How many of them? Holy crap. That other one was way too close. A couple inches more and I would have been injured. There must be something over here. Manuscript page.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely...
So what they basically mean by that is that Alan Barry, or Alan Wake and Barry, if you want to call it that, never really agreed on what type of women are good and what type of women are not. But as you can tell, there's foreshadowing the fact that Barry's going to be trying to look for Alan Wake because Alan Wake supposedly goes missing. Maybe this happens after he meets the kidnapper, who knows. There has to be something around here. I just know I'm gonna get attacked again sometime. And that about does it for this episode of Let's Play Alan Wake. As always, I'm hoping you're enjoying this journey through a suspenseful thrill ride of a game. And it may actually last longer than I expected, with the game length probably showing more than 20 parts, not to mention the download content happens immediately after the events of Alan Wake. So I guess I'll see you next time, guys. And I really hope you are having fun. Thank you.